Alright, so it is mid-fall here in the Midwest, and we're about mid-October at this point, which means for me, it's time to go ahead and put my final application of nitrogen down on this lawn for the entire year. And for us cool season folks, one of the things that we use primarily this time of year are two different types of nitrogen. It's going to be ammonium sulfate or ammoniacal nitrogen and urea. So I've got a couple of options ready to go, ready to put in the backpack sprayer. So let's go talk about those now and talk about rates. Okay, for this step, all you essentially need is your nutrients. I've got a bag of ammonium sulfate here. This is a 2100 analysis. I also have in this bucket is some UMAXX. It's a 100% urea product. It's a 4600, and that's a controlled release urea. And the reason I'm using these two together is because ammonium sulfate is a fast release, so I'm going to be doing a combination of a fast release nitrogen with a controlled release urea. And then I'm also going to be mixing in a little bit of this feature. It's really heavy in iron and micronutrients. It's 10% iron, just to give it a pop of color. So I'm going to combine these three products together essentially to make my final application for the year and really get the lawn popping kind of going into the fall, as this is really going to be my last application. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing about 0.35 pounds per thousand on the ammonium sulfate, and I'm going to be doing 0.65 pounds per thousand on the urea. And what that's going to do is going to give me a full pound of nitrogen, and the controlled release urea is going to carry me through the end of the season. I've got about 6 weeks left in the growing season here before the lawn will really start slowing down on the growth, and it'll eventually shut down and go into dormancy. So I want to carry this application as far as I can into the winter. So that's why I'm combining these two products together. So essentially, I'm going to need about 10 pounds for a full 6,000 square foot application of the AMS, or the ammonium sulfate, and about 8.5 pounds of the UMAXX going forward. Now, there are some applications out there that can help you determine the fertilizer rates. You can also do this manually. It's a really easy process of just dividing that first number, in this case a 2100. If you divide that number by 1, that'll give you your pounds per thousand square feet, and you can multiply that by how many thousand square feet you have, so you can find the amount that you really want. Since we're not doing a full 1 pound of ammonium sulfate by 1,000 square feet, I want to do 0.35 pounds per thousand. You would just multiply 0.35 by that first number, and that'll let you know how much of this product you need to put down per 1,000 square feet. Got a bucket of water here. I've already pre-weighed my ammonium sulfate. As you can tell, this is a very fine product, almost like the consistency of sugar or table salt, and it dissolves very rapidly into solution. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump the full 10 pounds into the bucket. And give that a little bit of a mix. Simple enough. So now what we need to do, we need to weigh out the UMAXX. The UMAXX is a little different type of prill. It can be spread as a granular fertilizer. You can also melt it down into water, which is what we're going to do. And I need 8 pounds of this product. I need to add that to my bucket. Alright, so we're at roughly 8.5 pounds. We'll go ahead and add the UMAXX. At this point, all I need to do is I need to add my feature. And we're going to do this at 3 ounces per 1,000 square feet. So once you have everything dissolved in the bucket, just go ahead and put it in the backpack sprayer. I'm running the sprayer with the wand inside of the tank to agitate it a little bit. Just do that for a few minutes, get everything kind of mixed up. If there's anything that settles, it'll reintroduce it back into the tank. And then we're ready to go ahead and spray. Let's go. All right, that's all she wrote. Got my last pound of nitrogen down for the year. As I mentioned, 0.35 pounds of that nitrogen fast release, and then the other 0.65 pounds slow release. And as we're in here in the backyard, the last video I did, was an overseeding video with some pre-germinated seed. And as you can see, things are looking pretty good back here. Nice and thick. Some folks may even want that to be a little bit thicker. Honestly, for an overseed, it looks really, really good. You don't want to get things too thick. You don't want to overcrowd the grass because that could cause some problems for you going into next year. Now, the 1 pound of nitrogen we just put down is going to be enough for me for the rest of the year to kind of carry me into the spring. Although from time to time, I do like to incorporate some other products, some spoon feeding products like this multi-purpose 402. This is one of my favorite products by the BioPro company in Ecologel. It does have some wetting agent in it, so as we get more rain in the fall, it allows just the rain to kind of get down into the soil profile a little bit faster. And I'll generally do that every couple weeks, sometimes in the summer and then in the fall as need be. Now here we are back in the front yard. We've got about 6 weeks left in the growing season here. Things are looking really good. I do have a couple of spots that I need to fill in a little bit. As you can see behind me, there's a couple of spots. You can see a little bit of the dirt under there. I'm not really worried about those areas. Those have been filling in nicely. With the amount of nitrogen that we just put down, that should give me plenty of nutrients to sort of help those areas fill in. And by the time this lawn goes dormant, it should be 100% again. But you can see behind me, I'll get the camera to focus, things are looking pretty nice. So that's it. These are all products you can find locally. Every one of these products, the UMAXX, the ammonium sulfate, they cost in the range of $30. That's enough product to really get you through an entire season. On an established lawn, you don't really need phosphorus, so I didn't put any phosphorus down. I've been treating potassium on this lawn for the course of the year. I've got 2 pounds of potassium down for the whole year, about 4 pounds of nitrogen with that application that I just put down. Don't be intimidated by the ingredients on a fertilizer bag. Those are usually the same thing across the board, whether that's a urea that's a fast release, 100% fast release, or that could even be a poly-coated urea, which makes it a slow release. And then ammoniacal nitrogen, in other words, ammonium sulfate, is what we put down today. Generally going to be your most predominant types of nitrogen. And you've also got some water insoluble nitrogen you'll see every once in a while. That usually just means that's like an organic or like a biosolid type fertilizer. So all of those things in consideration, you can buy them on your own and pretty much make your own custom fertilizer or custom applications, which is what I've been doing pretty much all year, and I'm pretty happy with the results. So take it for what you will. If you like the content, don't forget to give me a like and a subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one as we get a few more videos out for the rest of the year. So thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again.